Hey, this is extension 13.2, journal pages 301 and 302, talking about parallel and perpendicular lines. Which lines are parallel? How do you know? Well, remember that parallel lines are going to have the same slope. So let's figure this out. This first line here has a slope of, and this is line B. Okay, so line B, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It went up 5. Remember, slopes are rise over run. And it went over 1, 2, 3. So 5 over 3. For the line right here, which is R, it went up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And over 1, 2. And for this line right here, which is line G, it went up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and over 1, 2, 3. So you can see that line B and line G have the same slope, therefore they are parallel. So lines B and G, because they both have a slope of 5 over 3. For number 2, not quite as easy to tell here. We could tell this line right here was going to run into both of them here. They all kind of look parallel to me. So we'll do B, and we go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and over 1. For R, up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, over 1. So those two are parallel. So this one's probably not. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 over 1. Double check that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yes. The G is 10 over 1. So here, B and R, lines B and R are parallel, because they both have slopes of 9 over 1. Moving on to 3 and 4 here. Are the given lines parallel? Explain your reasoning. Y equals 2 and y equals negative 4. So going up and borrowing this graph here, y equals 2 would be this line right here. Right at y equals 2. That's kind of a sloppy mess. And then y equals negative 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, would be this horizontal line right here. And of course, yes, they are parallel to both horizontal lines. So are they parallel? Yes. They are both horizontal lines. And then over here, are these parallel? This is a vertical line, and this is a horizontal line. So no, they are not parallel. No. One is horizontal, and the other is vertical. So that's a big no. Is the quadrilateral a parallelogram? Justify your answer. Well, to be a parallelogram, opposite sides are parallel. Parallelogram. Well, we can tell AB and DC, so yes, a line segment AB and DC are both horizontal lines. So therefore, horizontal sides, I should say, they're not lines. They don't go on forever. So they are parallel because they're both horizontal. And then these both have the same slope, and that slope, notice it goes up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1. It crosses at every intersection. Same thing here, up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1. So these each have a slope of 1 over 1 or just a slope of 1. So DA and CB both have slopes of 1. So both the opposite sides are parallel. Therefore, yes, it is a parallelogram. On the next side, which lines are perpendicular? How do you know? Remember, perpendicular lines have slopes that are negative reciprocals of each other. So let's find all of the slopes here. There are 3 lines, R, B, and G. And for R, which one's R? Here it is. Right here, it goes from here, left to right, down 1, 2, 3, and to the right, 1, 2, 3. So down 3, so it's negative 3 over 3, which means it's really just negative 1. For B, this one right here, this is up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 over 6. So B is 1. And then G, which is this one right here, and it goes up 1 and over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 1 over 7, which is just 1 over 7. So which of these are negative reciprocals? Well, remember, we could just put this over 1 and this over 1. So, or remember it said if you multiply them together, you get negative 1. So R and B are negative reciprocals. This could simplify just to 3 over 3. And you could see that if I made this positive and flipped it over, it would be 3 over 3. Or negative 1 and positive 1 are negative reciprocals of each other. So R and B, because when you multiply their slopes together, you get negative 1. The product of their slopes is negative 1. I guess I don't have to write because every single time, especially when I just am not feeling like writing that. Number 7, same kind of problem. So we'll have G, B, and R. And for G here, down 1 over 1, 2, 3, 4. So negative 1 over 4. For B, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 over 2. And for R, it's 1, 2, 3, 4 over 1. So which of those, which two slopes are negative reciprocals of each other? Well, of course, it's G and R. That's the negative, it's the opposite, and it's flipped over. So G and R, the product of their slopes is negative 1. Excellent. Are these lines perpendicular? Well, x equals 0 and y equals 3. X equals 0 would be this vertical line right here, which is the y-axis. Y equals 3 would be this horizontal line right here through y equals 3. And yes, they are perpendicular because one's vertical and one's horizontal. So yes, one is vertical, the other is horizontal. Over here, y equals 2 and y equals negative 1/2. Well, y equals 2 would be a horizontal line right here at y equals 2. Y equals negative 1/2 would be a horizontal line right here at negative 1/2. So no, they are both horizontal. These are actually parallel lines because they're both horizontal. And then the last thing here, is the parallelogram a rectangle? Justify your answer. Well, it tells us a parallelogram, so we don't have to say that these are parallel. It tells us it is a parallelogram, and these are parallel. What we can't do is say, like, yeah, it's a rectangle. Look, we can just tell by looking at it like that. We're not going to do that. What it wants us to do is say, are these two lines perpendicular? Because we need to know that it forms right angles in there. So the slope of JK is 1, 2, 3, 4 over 1, 2, 3, 4. The slope of JK is 4 over 4. And KL is down 1, 2 over 1, 2. Negative 2 over 2. This simplifies to 1. This simplifies to negative 1. If I multiply those, I get negative 1. Therefore, these two are perpendicular. Because these two are perpendicular, these two have to be perpendicular because this is parallel to that. This is parallel to that, meaning they have the same slopes. These two have to be perpendicular. Why? Because this one's slope and this one's slope were negative reciprocals, and these two have the same slope. Therefore, this one's slope and this one's slope are negative. So yes, all of these are right angles. So yes. And we'll just put JK and KL are perpendicular, comma, their slopes equal, the product of their slopes. Their slopes have a product of negative 1. Awesome. Well, hopefully that helped you out. That's talking about parallel lines and perpendicular lines. Have an awesome night.